We're sitting here in these very weird blue chairs with Anna O'Hara, a dancer. What type of dance do you do?
I do all types of dance. I do ballet, contemporary, jazz, tap, you name it, I do it, I guess you could say.
When did you start learning how to dance? Was it when you just started walking, you just started dancing, or?
My parents tell me that when I was little, I would sit in my crib, I would always sing and like dance around. But my first dance class was when I was about 1.5.
And your mother danced too, right? You got that from her, kind of. When
Yeah.
did she start dancing?
Probably around the same time I did.
And her mother danced, right?
Yes.
And that's kind of been a family tradition for a while, right?
Yeah,
And it's kind of even deeper than that, right? Because they own a studio together, right?
My grandmother started the dance studio when my mom was little, and we still dance at the same community center that she started it in. Now my mom runs it.
What's it called?
Everybody Dance.
In Falls Church?
Yes.
And when you start dancing, I don't know anything about dance. I don't look like I know anything about dance, right? I don't know anything. Do you start learning every type of dance at the same time, or do you kind of learn about one and then learn about another and learn about another?
Well, at our studio, we start with ballet, just ballet. And for 3 years, you just do, we call it preschool ballet, and there's 3 different levels. And then you move to doing what's called ballet tap jazz, which is kind of where they start to teach you other styles.
Dance is really therapeutic, I'm sure, right? Does it relax you? But I'm sure it also gives you kind of a rush depending on the type of dancing you're doing. Do you compete when you dance at all?
We are not a competition studio, but I talked my mom into letting us do one this year. That went really well, actually. It was a lot of fun.
How'd you do?
We won our category, which was pretty surprising.
We won?
Our
Was it a group?
Yeah.
You have some where you dance all in unison, but do you ever just have the stage all to yourself when you dance?
This year I'm actually learning a solo to do at the next competition we go to. So that's when you're on the stage by yourself and you have more freedom, I guess.
So you talked her into another competition?
Yeah, I did.
Is that all you?
Well, me and my sister.
How many people attend the studio?
I think we have about 750 students total.
Wow.
Which is a lot.
I was thinking like maybe 15.
No.
So it's a big studio.
It's gotten a lot bigger.
And do you like the performing part of dance, or do you do it more for yourself?
I love to perform. It's one of my favorite things that I've had done since I was a kid. But one of my favorite quotes is actually dance to express, not to impress. And the fact that our studio is so focused on like individual growth, I think that I've been able to do that throughout the years, which is one of my favorite parts.
You love to perform, though.
I do.
Do you ever get nervous before you perform?
Yeah, all the time.
I'm sure you practice what you're going to perform so many times that you have it down. Do you ever get nervous that you're going to mess up, or is it more nervous that you're just dancing in front of people?
Well, I set pretty high expectations for myself in all aspects of life, but with dance, a lot of times you want every single move to be the best it can be, and sometimes that takes away from the entire dance being perfect, I guess.
I see so many dancers. I don't see a lot of dancers, that sounds weird, but whenever I see a dancer, it seems like they're in their own world, that they don't even know they're in front of us on a stage, and they don't even think about the people watching them. Is that kind of how it is?
Yeah, it's cool because it lets you like forget yourself, but you also are in such control of your body and your emotions at the same time.
Is dance rehearsal for a competition or for a performance, is it fun, or is it really just work?
It is so much fun at my studio, especially because it's all my friends. It's like a whole group of my best friends, and we just get to do something that we all really enjoy doing.
You said your grandmother started or opened the studio. So I'm sure it's kind of like a second home to you almost, because you've probably been there your whole life. What age did you start going to the studio and dancing with the other dancers?
Well, actually, the day that I was born, my mom was teaching a tap class, and she went right from the tap class to the hospital. And then within a week, she was back in the studio showing me off to all her students. So I've literally been there my whole life.
Did she incorporate the baby
Yeah.
Anna into her dancing?
I was Rapunzel or some baby princess in multiple ballet performances, actually. I dance for Everybody Dance in Falls Church, Virginia, which is my mom's dance studio. What's cool about our area is that there's so many different kinds of studios, because if you come here, we do a lot of ballet and a lot of performances for each other and for our parents, but you can also do competitive dance at different studios or train with like the Washington Ballet and do like pre-professional stuff. Today I was in my ballet class. We're in the senior ballet at the company, so that's like the highest level. And we also had a point class afterwards. I spend about 3 hours, 5 days a week in the studio in dance classes. I'm able to go to all my activities because I have a really great mom who drives me everywhere I need to go and very carefully planned out weeks. My mom is my greatest influence. She started me dancing when I was really little. She always encouraged me to dance and do whatever other activities I wanted to do, and she's kept it fun and interesting for me.
Does your mom still dance? Does she still dance?
My mom teaches us choreography, so she does the dancing. She
Good.
doesn't go out and perform really
Aw.
anymore, but she's one of my favorite choreographers.
Does your grandmother still dance?
My grandmother is actually in what I like to call an old lady tap group, and it's a bunch of like 70-plus-year-old women that do tap dancing
I
together.
think if I were to take a class, that's what I would take.
Yeah, I went once. It was really fun.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
And then they feed you too much after.
yeah, it's
All the
great.
grandmothers. Now, when I see people dance, I'm sure that I could never do anything they do. Does it take a certain body type or a certain type of person to dance, or can anybody dance, do you think?
Well, the name of our studio is Every Body Dance. The body is separate from the every.
I didn't plan that question.
Well, that's one of our philosophies, is that anybody can dance, anybody can be beautiful on stage, and we'll find a costume that works, we'll find choreography that works.
That makes me feel really good. Do you
Yeah.
think I could dance?
Oh, totally.
Everybody can dance. Anybody can dance. Thank you so much. That's all I needed to hear. You're 16?
Mm-hmm.
You plan on going to college to dance?
I could have made dance my whole life, and I could have made it into a career, but that's not really what I want. What I want to do is take my dance abilities and use it for a different purpose. Like, I want to use it as a therapeutic or a recreational
outlet.
therapy kind of thing, not just for me, but I want to teach other people how to do that too.
So is that what you think you want to do? You think you want to teach dance?
I want to teach dance, and I want to be, one of my role models is a dance therapist, and I just think that's the coolest thing because she teaches people how to dance instead of getting depressed or turning to a negative source.
A more negative outlet.
Yes.
You do this instead.
Yes.
That's great. So do you intend on taking over the family business when your mother decides that she doesn't want to do it anymore?
I think that the logistic part of it is not for me. I'm not the best at organization or planning, but I'd love to teach every class that I can through college and hopefully the rest of my life to be a dance teacher.
You said you thought your sister would do it, right?
Yeah.
Would take over the
She'd
gym?
probably be better at that part.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure. You should take over the gym. Now, you dance, and you said that you want to teach people that dance can be a positive outlet instead of going and doing something more harmful or doing something more negative. When you dance when you're upset or anxious or angry, is it different? Is it a different type of dance for those different emotions?
I find that when I dance, I forget everything that happened before I set foot in the studio. Once I start doing an activity, dance is my favorite, but also I play sports. So once I start doing something, I find that it's easier to just let go of anything negative. And I always walk out feeling happier than when
That's
I walked
great.
in.
And that, I guess, proves that dance therapy works then.
Yes.
You said you play other sports. What other sports do you play?
I play lacrosse and basketball.
Now, does playing lacrosse and basketball help with your dance, and does dance help with basketball and lacrosse?
Yes, definitely. They both help each other because they all involve strength and control in a very different way, but I can take the control that I learned from dance and use it for sports, and the strength that I learned from sports and use it in my dancing.
Do you have a style of dance that you absolutely despise? You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this.
I cannot do hip hop at all.
You look like a hip hop type of dancer.
No. Hip hop is not my thing. But in the dance that I was just talking about, where we're doing all the different styles, I decided to step out of my comfort zone and do the hip hop part. It might not be good, but it's really fun to learn how to do it.
And do you not like the moves, or do you not like how you have to kind of present yourself?
Well,
Do you like the...
I always
that was
make
my
this
hip-hop.
really weird face when I'm doing hip hop, and everyone makes fun of me for it. And it's just not my thing. I feel kind of awkward.
You have a hip hop face.
I do have a hip hop face.
Can you do it on purpose?
No, I didn't know I did it until I saw a video of myself
And then
doing
you were
hip
like, I'm
hop.
never dancing hip hop ever again, if that's the face I make. Was it that type of thing?
Yeah.
What's the largest amount of people you've ever performed in front of?
I don't really have a number, but I remember looking out last year and seeing pretty much all the seats filled. That got me really excited.
Okay, so when you saw that, it was a good thing. It wasn't like, oh God, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people out there. You like performing in front of people.
Yeah,
Do you think you could teach me how to dance?
of course.
Teach me how to dance.
Okay.
We're here with Anna now, who I'm finding is incredibly taller than me. So if you could just... Now she's going to teach me a few things, a few
Ballet positions.
ballet positions that she teaches some of the preschoolers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we go. Go ahead.
All right. So the first one, you put your heels together. Do it. And then you turn your toes out.
That's it?
Yeah, you gotta hold your arms
Oh,
here, like a beach ball.
The beach ball.
Yeah. That's
Hugging
first.
my grandmother. Okay.
Okay, second, your arms go out, and you take a step. Yeah. All right.
Oh my goodness.
And the next one, you make a T with your feet, and your arms go like this. Yeah, good. And then fourth, you step out.
Try. Okay.
Yeah. And then fifth, you come together.
What are you doing with your feet?
Put them together. You put,
They're
okay,
facing different directions.
you put your toe against your heel.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I just don't
You can do
think I
it.
can
You
do
can do
it.
it. Yeah, and then your arms go up. And you smile.
I am smiling, but I'm in pain.
And that's it.
That's it.
Just 5.
Was that the one move?
That was it.
I think I was pretty good. I'm Dylan Brockway. This is Anna O'Hara.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.